No, I'm kidding. You know what? Everybody always asks me that, but those guys play a lot of pranks. Like as soon as the director yells cut, there's always, Jensen's like, yelling at somebody. Somebody's yelling back at Jensen and Jared, and everything's a joke. And but they never have ever done like a prank towards me yet. I'm sure with all my impersonations, like the lips and the arm, that I have one coming. But I honestly, every time I've been on the set of Supernatural, it's been pretty serious, Like when I was there to do Michael, I don't know, it was pretty intense. Like if everybody was dead quiet, there was 7 pages of dialogue, and I stood there and they really, really respected me and respected my space. See you guys later! I don't know, a lot of funny things didn't happen. I think it was funny when Amy had this fake baby belly on, and it was like a pillow, so I would walk up to her. She'd be like at craft service, and I'd be like, hey, what are you eating, pregnant lady? Not funny, but kind of funny. I don't know, it's just, I would go like this, like we took pictures, like she was gonna like shoot it out to me. She would like stand over here, and she'd be like, okay, here it comes, and I'd be like over here like this. There's like pictures on the internet, I guess, of me trying to catch the baby and stuff like that. I don't know, I don't really have too many funny stories from the set, because it's always so serious, It's always,
And from other sets, Supernatural?
From other sets, the one time the what? Hot pants? There was this one time that I wore a pink thong and little Daisy shorts, and that was kind of funny in a sick, twisted, disgusting way. If you're into that sort of thing, apparently not. No? A little bit. I wear 42 double D. Don't you find that interesting? Were you here yesterday?
Huh?
Were you at my panel yesterday?
Yeah.
So you already heard all this shit. You don't look. Photo Cocktail Mystic Falls. It's definitely no Supernatural. They should have a photo session with the Impala over that. Right? They should bring the car to these things. I didn't answer your question at all.
Thank you.
Oh, look, the bearer of bad news is coming. Awkward moment of silence. That was not funny again. God, this is the hardest crowd ever. I hate all of you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Please invite me back. Please. Do you have a question?
I do.
It's not your turn.
I know.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make it easy for you. Not. So, let me build it up, okay? As the hottest dad on the show, am I right? Hottest dad on the show? Yeah. Right. As the hottest dad on the show, your character anyway, had some pretty nice progeny. Right?
Some what?
Kids.
Oh, kids.
Yeah.
Prodigy, right. I'm sorry, my English is so bad that I can't even understand my own language.
Okay, no, so what I was going to ask is...
Am I shiny? Hold on. Is that why she gave me this? I can't, because every time I look that way, I can't see the front of my head. Never mind. Alright, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So, could you please try to do a little improv of acting like your sons?
Act like the sons?
Yeah, not like Jared and Jensen, because we've already seen that acting.
So who do you want me to act like? Myself?
No. Dean and Sam. Pretend to be Dean and Sam, or Dean or Sam, like not at the same time, because that would be hideous. Or not, whatever.
You have to come up here and help me.
Okay, fine.
Come on.
Who am I?
You're Jared.
Oh.
No. Yeah. like this, like with the hair.
Dean.
With the bicep.
Dean. What are we
Ask me one more time. Go ahead. Now I'm gonna be Jensen.
Dean.
Yes. Wait. That wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite right. Wait, come on.
Ready?
Yes.
Can you see my biceps from here? Okay.
Dean.
Yes. I can't fucking hear you because these people are clapping so loud.
We're filming here, people. We're filming. Okay. Action. Ready?
Dean. What are we
Yes.
going to do about the demon?
You should research.
Crush him with your bicep.
Like this?
Or like this?
Either way works. You're a much better Jared than I am a Jensen.
Which of you are?
Seriously, yeah, that was great. Watch your step.
Thank you.
Alright, fine, go ahead.
Okay, hello. I was in Chicago last year where you told me a fantastic story about a
even-
spider.
Oh, Jesus. Has anybody else heard the spider story before?
No.
Alright, look, I'll tell this story. You've heard it? You come up and tell it, I don't want to do it. Oh, gosh. So, look, I need you guys to really laugh hard at the end of this, because if not, I'm gonna feel stupid. Okay, here we go. So I'm in Oregon visiting my grandparents, right? Oregon, for those of you who don't know, that's in the United States. So stupid. Oregon and where my grandparents live is kind of this very wooded, rural area. You know, you get out. You know, Oregon is like the capital of running in the United States. Like everybody's a runner there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get out in the fresh Oregon air. I'm gonna take a run. You know, I leave my sneakers out. Or no, I don't leave my sneakers outside. They're just inside the door. But you know, my grandparents keep a pretty clean house. So I grab my shoes and I put them outside. You're not listening over there. I put my shoes right outside the door and I look around. Oregon, I'm getting ready to go for this amazing run, right? So I go down, I bend down to put on my shoes, and right next to my shoe is like this large, it's like this big, right? It's like this size, but it looks like this. It's like balled up but brown. It looks like a pine cone. Everybody know what a pine cone is? Like this like big seedy looking spiky furry pine cone. And so it's sitting there next to my shoes and I'm like, look at this pine cone next to my shoes right here. Put on my shoe, and put on one shoe, and in my head I'm like, this is gonna be the best day ever. I'm just out in Oregon, just having fun, smiling and happy. And you know, Misha at the same time was running his run for the random acts and stuff. So I was, I just felt very motivated. I was so happy. And so I like get one shoe on. I'm like, yeah, that shoe's ready to go. I'm really dragging this out, just so you know. I get the shoe on. I go, I put the other shoe on, and this pine cone's still there, just right next to my shoes. And I kind of like look at it for a second. I never really think about it. You know, sometimes you just think, your brain registers, oh, that's what it is, no big deal. I don't remember exactly if I kicked this thing or I bent down to touch it. Either way, it was close to my face. It was like this. It wasn't moving, but for some reason I like fidgeted or touched it. I don't remember if it was with my foot or with my hand. And this thing went from this big, like to the size of a pine cone, to like the size of my face. like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but just bear with me. Like the size of like a large pancake, like with legs. And so it's spread out and I'm just like, oh yeah, my shoes on. Now we're gonna reverse the story like 2 seconds. Come on, stay. Remember the big laugh at the end. So I'm like reversing the story, I just get that other shoe on and I'm like, here we go, there's a pine cone. And then it's like, poof, and I'm just like, it's right here on the floor. I'm looking at it, I'm going like this. Get it off me! Like I was for sure it was in my pants and in my shirt, but I still saw it right there. It was on my back, it was biting me. I had like, this thing was a spider. In all reality, it was probably this big, but for the joke, let's say it was like this big. It really was, it was furry. Look, it was like crunched up like this. It was like, I just freaked out. I was like, my grandparents had this big window. It's like the size of the screen right in front of their living room. And I'm like, screaming, freaking out. I'm out of breath from telling this joke. Screaming, and I'm like, just going for a ride. Don't worry, I didn't just scream like a little girl when I saw that giant spider outside. Now comes a big laugh. That was way easier when I told it like 75 times ago. That happened like a while ago now when I first told that joke, but luckily my grandparents didn't judge me by that moment. They still thought of me as a man. Honestly, I think my grandfather probably jumped one day just like that, and he kind of smirked. He was like, yep, that damn spider. All right, moving on.